Just a quick disclaimer, this will be a longer video, so make sure you guys grab your snacks, popcorn, dinner, protein shake, energy drink, whatever you guys need, whatever you guys are going to snack on, make sure you guys get that. And let's get right in to this video. Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Tyrone back with Tech Life. And this will be the longer video that I wanted to make to discuss more of what Verizon launched. And I wanted to point out a few things. You guys saw, if you guys saw the video yesterday, saw my post on X, I tried to give teasers, right? I had some exclusive stuff that I was informed about, that something was dropping at Verizon. It was going to be new. It was going to be something different. And it's not really different. And I wanted to point that out in this video and talk more about it. So what I wanted to talk about and kind of point out to start off with on this press release, what you guys are going to see quite a bit of. You see here, guarantee, right? You see the word guarantee there. You see it here again, best value, guarantee. And then you see it all over the place. You see guarantee again, price lock guarantee. You see here again, free phone and home router guarantee, right? So that's one thing that I wanted to point out right off the bat. Who's the one, what's the carrier right now that's doing the guarantee? It's AT&T, right? AT&T is really the first one out of the gates to get started with the whole guarantee. We guarantee our service. If we can't guarantee the service for, I don't know, I don't remember the time. If it's like down for 20 minutes or an hour, you get a $5 discount for that day or whatever it is, right? AT&T is the one pushing that. If you guys have been watching March Madness, you see guarantees all over the place. So Verizon is kind of following that now with the guarantee, and you see it all over this press release. Price guarantee, a free phone and router guarantee. It's all about guarantee now with Verizon. I'm not saying that they're copying AT&T. That's not what I'm saying. I'll leave that for you guys to decide. I'm just pointing it out. There's guarantees all over that press release. Who's the carrier that does guarantees? Just pointing that out. The next thing that I want to point out, new and existing customers. Who does new and existing customers? Who's the one that started that? And who had that go-to market? AT&T. I'm just pointing it out. Also, another thing I want to point out, what carrier really started the price lock? I know Verizon always had a price guarantee, but what carrier started price lock? T-Mobile. T-Mobile, they were the ones to really push that with a campaign and the go-to market strategy on price lock. Again, I'm just pointing that out to you guys so you guys can get a different perspective, right? So I was told this is something completely unique, different last night. This is something that's innovative, that's going to excel customer strategy, and it's really not new, right? Carriers have been doing that. AT&T's been doing it, and T-Mobile's been doing it. Now, another thing I do want to point out, there's fine print to this. Right, so if you lock into this deal, your price is locked, guaranteed for 3 years. But there are certain things excluded, and it's listed in the fine print. So I want to point that out in this video. So it's going to exclude taxes and fees. That's a big one. They don't have to exclude anything else. As long as they exclude taxes and fees from the price lock, they can raise your price within the 3 years. They just have to make up a new fee. They can say, this is the phone calling fee. I don't know. They can make up a fee and raise your price that way. So your initial price is locked on the rate of the plan. That can't go up. But since taxes and fees are excluded, and you can see it right here in the fine print, price guarantee exclude taxes and fees on my plan in my home, they can raise your rate. They can just make up a new fee. I want to point that out just so you guys can be in the know. So price lock guarantee on all plans. This is all of their plans, all of their unlimited plans across the board that are currently a part of my plan. I want to point that out. So let's discuss some of these bulletins here. So Verizon is the first and only carrier in the industry offering new and existing customers a 3-year price lock guarantee on all my plan and my home network plans. Again, I pointed it out at the beginning. AT&T and T-Mobile have done similar type of tactics. So I wouldn't say this is the first and only, maybe specifically for a 3-year price lock and it's on all plans, maybe from that perspective. But this has been done before. Customers don't have to take any action. All existing My Plan customers will automatically be enrolled. And every time you change your My Plan, the price lock resets for another 3 years. So keep that in mind. The industry first guarantee ensures your core monthly price for calling, data, and texting will not change, excluding taxes, fees, and perks. So if the perks go up, you're going to pay more. If taxes go up, you're going to pay more. And if they so decide to do a fee increase for $5, you're going to pay more inside of those 3 years. Just want to point that out. So the second one here, free phone and home router guarantee. Now, new and existing customers are guaranteed the same great deals on any My Plan with trade-in. Today, that means a free phone when they trade in any phone, any condition from Apple, Google, or Samsung. So again, now on any plan, the lowest, the highest, the middle, you can now trade in, right? You're still going to get different values. So you will probably get the most value on the highest plan, a little less on the middle plan, and then a lot less on the lower plan. That's probably how that's going to work. Home internet routers are included at no additional cost with every My Home plan, no extra fees, just included. I think about everyone does that. I don't think anybody else charges for the router itself anymore. I think T-Mobile has that included. I think even AT&T Fiber, the router is included in the price point. So I don't think that's unique to the industry. And then the most ways to save only at Verizon. Verizon is the first and only in the industry to guarantee free satellite texting, text messaging on qualifying devices on My Plan. Now that's a pretty big one competitively because you do have to pay for that on T-Mobile. So that's a pretty big change. We don't believe that people should have to pay for this. It's value and peace of mind on us. My Plan and My Home customers can save over 40% on 5 of the most popular subscription services: Netflix, Max, Disney, Plus, Hulu, and ESPN Plus, all 5 for just $20. Keep that in mind. That's a great value on that price point. Plus, customers save an additional $15 a month when they have My Plan and My Home, and they get a perk on us with our best internet plans. That's the convergence piece. So, and now customers can save big on their Verizon bill with Verizon Visa credit card and the Verizon Open Bank high yield savings account. So, and make sure you guys read this below. Read this, the fine print. Make sure you guys check that out. So, Verizon is taking advantage of a unique situation. T-Mobile just recently raised price, right? So there's people that are shopping and likely still shopping around now. And T-Mobile is not as aggressive as they once were regarding price, right? They're not significantly cheaper anymore than Verizon. So Verizon is taking advantage of the opportunity. And there's already go-to-market material that's going out. There's a commercial that's going to air on a nationwide scale. It has Pete Davidson. It's the 3-year price guarantee or price lock guarantee. All of that is going to start hitting the market already now, starting today. So Verizon is taking advantage of an opportunity. Also, I said it in the earlier video today, but we're going to have to deal with tariffs, right? If there's no pushback, if there's no change, these devices are going to start costing more. So you probably want to lock people into longer terms, even higher than 36 months, right? For it to be less of a blow on the consumer, right? Because if you have a higher priced phone, even if it's $200 or $300 more, that's going to increase the monthly bill that they're going to have to pay. Right now, could the carriers potentially raise their, well, they would have to. If they continue to do phones on us, they're going to have to raise the amount that they cover on the phone, right? Right now, it's all speculation because it hasn't happened, but we could see the iPhone 16 Pro Max or 17 when it comes out go up by $300, right? Are the carriers going to cover that if they're doing the promos and everything else? That's a big topic of discussion amongst the industry right now. So we'll have to see. But even though if you still get $1,000 off and you just have to cover $300, that's better than paying the entire amount, right? So the carriers are probably going to look at that and see how they have to competitively respond to the market and to their competitors. Another thing too, right? Verizon is having to compete against their own brands. I mentioned that in the Visible video. Visible they got some great offers, and they're direct to consumer, so they don't have a lot of additional operations costs that they have to carry, right? They don't have stores, they don't have employees in those stores that they have to pay. So there's a lot of cost savings on a D2C brand, right? Direct to consumer. So they can afford to cut costs. Any way, anyhow they want to compete, they can compete. And they are on the Pro Plus, right, which is the same network access as an unlimited ultimate customer. From what I've seen and what I've heard, same QCI, you're paying like half the price. It's $45. So that's something that Verizon has to take into consideration, especially as everything is getting more expensive and phones are getting more expensive, right? Verizon has to take that into consideration. Now, again, you do have some perks on the postpaid side, like phone financing and everything else. That's something you have to think about as well, right? If you're going out there, but there are other options that you can get into, right? You can do Afterpay. I mean, there's so many other options now where you can finance the phone on your own where you don't need the carrier anymore, right? So it's just something that Verizon has to take into consideration. Do I think this particular change to the plans is that, really accelerating and that much differently? No. That's why I pointed it out at the beginning of the video. AT&T is doing this. They did it first, right? The whole guarantee and new and existing customers, they were the ones to really push this, and it got them to get their churn as low as it is. And then T-Mobile we all know about price lock. I don't have to go too much into detail with that. We all know about that. So just wanted to talk about that in this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like, share, subscribe if you're new. Follow my social media outlets. This is Tyrone with Tech Live. See y'all in the next one. Peace.